Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, April 10th. We are looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. Well, first of all, I got a lot of emails and texts and everything else, so I will continue giving the reference points because I'm not going to spend time typing them anyway. I do enough work. However, once I give them, that's it. I don't care. You got to write them down because 3 months from now, if we're getting back to those levels, you have to have them. I'm not going to go over them, okay? So please do that. Number 2, we took out both sides of the IB for the 31st time out of 69 trading days. That's a lot. That's almost 45% of the time. Number 3, we did not get the overnight for the 4th time this year already. Last year, it was 5 out of 250 trading days. We've done it 2 out of the last 3 days. In fact, not one of the indices that we follow got an overnight high or low. I don't ever recall that happening. We gapped lower, failed. So we're 7 out of 14 on gaps lower. We had a trend day up, failed. We're 12 out of 47 on that. We stretched our daily balance in ES. I'm still calling it balance. If we take out today's low tomorrow, I'll be firmly down. But for now, we're only balance. In fact, the balance rules worked on 3 different levels. Watch this. ES, and I wrote daily balance low here, stretched their balance low. That's the second rule of balance. NQ got close to their balance low. That's rule number 1, you get close. And righty blew through their balance low on the daily. Held the gap, and they're now down. They also, do you remember, I think it was last Friday. They were up on all 3 of their time frames, righty. They took out last month's low today. They're back in balance on the monthly. The weekly is still balanced, but dangerously close to going down. And the daily's down. So boy, oh boy, the question is righty the canary in the coal mine again, like they were last year when we had rolled over? NQ goes out with a perfect point of control, 13 for 13, first time this year. Righty has done it twice. ES has not done it yet. We do have a 12-wide point of control. Only F period failed to get it. After volume POC moving all over the place, they end up aligning right with our POC. Look at that, a tick below where POC was for most of the day. I had a good day. I didn't do a lot in the afternoon. I mean, the ridiculous move at 8:30 with CPI only to rip up the first 3 time frames. Then the market goes nuts on the 10-year bond auction. It didn't do much on the Fed minutes, but they were very agitated and frisky a good part of the afternoon. And they were, again, for people who like fading edges and stuff, they were good trades. I didn't take any. I'll go over my trades in a moment. But the bottom line is nothing's changed. I was really hoping that we got some conviction. Remember what we said. Nothing changes until we take out Thursday's high or low with acceptance. We didn't get acceptance below Thursday's low yet, not for my money's worth. So that's why we need to take out today's low and start getting away from Thursday's low. So I'm going to leave this daily balance low, DBL, in here as a reference point for tomorrow. So in A period, I shorted NQ when it ran up to value low from yesterday, and that turned out to be a nice short on that initial trade. Then in ES, I shorted the gap fill, which paid me, I think I got paid 2.5 points on that. Then I also shorted B period, made 2.5 points on that because I thought in ES that we wouldn't go trend. I made my money, but then we did go trend. We held trend in B period. So I didn't short it again. C period, I got long to pop the top. I try to time it. That was a really nice one. I bought it, I forgot, I think it was 76, 78, and popped the top. That was a real nice trade in C period. My only loss of the day was in ES when C period filled the signals I took a long against that. I thought we'd get a responsive bounce. It didn't. Took it off for a loss. G period and NQ had a nice short against value high at the time, which paid. Okay. Now I'm using H's high as an afternoon rally high in ES because it's far enough away. Obviously not in NQ. Sorry if you hear those lawnmowers. So that was G period. H period, I shorted NQ on the ebb and flow trade. This market was just gyrating all over. So I took I think twice I did it. And then in M period, I actually shorted it to get back to the perfect POC and made 10 points on that. So good day overall. But again, I'm very disappointed that we have not broken away from Thursday's range. As far as destinations on the upside, we have today afternoon rally high 515.14 in SPY, and then today's high 516.16. On the downside, we have our 12 white POC 514.13 and today's low of 512.09. For ES, on the upside, well, our POC is 12 white POC's 0575. 16 is our afternoon rally high. 2650 is today's high. And on the downside, today's low is 85, which for now is our monthly low. And then on the chart. So nothing's changed in the monthly. It's an inside month. Wait a second. Is it an inside month? Yes. It's an inside month, but that doesn't stop the one-time framing right now in ES. So we're still one-time framing up 6 months, including this month. Still healthy. The weekly is in a 4-week balance. We have not come out. We got to take out 511.12. We got down to 512.09. So we got within $1 in SPY. But again, still just balance. In fact, this is the first time in a while we've taken out 2 weekly lows, right? Last week we took out a low, and now this week we took out last week's low. But it's still balance. We haven't taken out 2 weekly lows in ES or SPY since October 2nd. Think about that. In fact, the weekly has not been down since the week of October 23rd. 5.5 months up and now balance. All right. So again, there's still a lot on the line here. The bears better get going if they plan on trying to take that out of balance. And the daily, for me, just stretched this previous 6-day balance. So I'm going to use today's low as the balance low. Last Thursday's high is the balance high. If we take out today's low, I don't care if it's even by a couple of pennies. I'm going down. And the only way that would change then is to take out a daily high. Our volume, now for it being down 1%, our volume's over average, but it's only 80 million right now. So certainly nothing to write home about. You know, down 1%, you'd like to see 125, 130 million on the tape. It's only 80. So for my money's worth, now one thing we did do is I have that trend line that I spoke about that I put, because after this whole mess down here, this is where change took place on that gap higher. We only broke this trend line once in January, and now again today. Again, one day doesn't make a market, but it's curious. I'm curious to see if we are going to finally start going down on the daily and even possibly on the weekly. I hope you had a good day trading. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.